you guys like our live NFL shows? If you do, then simply like the video for you guys right now. It helps us grow, and you'll get our shows showed more frequently for you on your feeds. Let's get into our mailbag. First up from Cameron. Like the final score of the Super Bowl being like 23-20. That wouldn't shock me. Maybe the teams start a little bit slow on both sides of the ball. Chiefs defense is really great. Niners defense has shown flashes of being that as well. I could see it being a slightly lower scoring game. Sure. From Lore, how can the league listen to the Niners? They are not happy about the field conditions. I was kind of annoyed by that. The response from Roger Goodell on that of it was approved unanimously. Okay, by whom? Did the Niners approve it? If so, okay, then it doesn't matter. The Niners signed off on it. If it was the same people that said, yes, last year's turf is good to go for the Super Bowl, okay, they were wrong last year. So I get that it was unanimously approved. I would like to know by whomst. Because if it was just the people who installed the turf, it's kind of like wow, we investigated ourselves and found nothing wrong. So who actually approved it? That's what I would love to know. Vincent Marks, if I were the Bears, I would send Fields to Seattle for possibly a third or second round pick and draft Caleb Williams. I'd want the Seahawks second at minimum. A third, I think you can get more out of Fields there. I don't know if Seattle is going to be the top destination for Fields. I know it's a new regime in there, but Geno's deal is pretty team-friendly, all things considered, especially compared to the Daniel Jones deal. But I think in general, trading Fields, drafting Caleb Williams, I think it makes sense. Like Field, it's a different conversation if you didn't have that number one overall pick, but a chance to reset that quarterback contract. Because it's not just that you're picking Fields for a year. You are basically paying him. Because you have to commit to him, right? Either you do the extension now or don't do it. Because if you're not sure on if you want to extend Fields, I think that is your actual answer. You should know by now, or you have the number one overall pick at your disposal. That number one pick is incredibly valuable and impactful to your organization. From Julian, could the Cardinals draft a quarterback and trade Kyler Murray? I will say that was my prediction, this time last year, or I guess after the draft last year. Couple picks away. I was close, damn it. I was close. But I don't get the vibe that's going to be their plan. They're going to stick it out with Murray for at least one more year. Now, maybe if there's a sliding quarterback, which I don't think is going to happen necessarily, maybe they reconsider. But if Marvin Harrison is there, it's kind of a no-brainer. Hell, if Malik Neighbors is there, that's probably a pretty good selection as well. So when it comes to Murray, this is a real good question too. Is he a franchise quarterback? It's the pinned comment on today's video. If the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Go vote. Y for yes, N for no. Aiden Olson, how much is Ryan Poles paying Chat Sports for his smoke screen, which he's going to trade down? Well, is the smoke screen that he's going to trade down? Because I haven't really mentioned that today. Also, he pays me nothing. I would love it if he would throw some money my way. That'd be great. I think what the Bears will end up doing is they stay at number one and make the pick for a new quarterback. Frankly, I would have fired Matt Eberflus and totally reset at head coach and quarterback because they've done this thing like 2 different times and it's failed both times of keeping the head coach, new quarterback, and then change the head coach the next season. I still don't know. Do you think he's going to trade down or not? I'm not quite sure what the question actually is answering there. Junior Estrada, if you have to pick one, Patriots re-sign Josh Uche or Kyle Duggar? Ooh, that's a good question. I've always been a Duggar fan. Uche is coming off kind of a down season in New England, but the pass rusher premium is always more impactful than the safety. I think Duggar's the better player right now, so I'd lean towards that one, but I also wouldn't be shocked if one or both guys got pretty good-sized contracts. Like, for example, if you're a team like the Lions or Jags, wouldn't you love to get another pass rusher in there? It was kind of a speedy guy, and Uche, I think that'd be a great fit for those teams. Plenty of teams need that kind of boxy or safety in Duggar, so I would lean Duggar. Both would be really good. From Clayton Lockhart, where will Baker Mayfield end up next year? Back in Tampa. Frankly, I wouldn't be shocked if the Bucs just franchise tagged him and then worked out a long-term deal. There are too many, Baker's not a top 10 quarterback, but starting guys coming off a Pro Bowl, asterisk it, secondary Pro Bowl season, who are fringe-ish top 15 guys, they don't ever really hit the market at quarterback. Baker was not that guy last year, but his stock has gone up significantly this season. You hired an offensive coordinator who knows Baker well. I'd be surprised if he wasn't back at Tampa. Does that mean he's a clear-cut franchise guy? No, but I think you could either A, franchise tag him and dare him to do it again. You have the money for it. Or work out a more manageable quarterback contract in a league that doesn't have many manageable contracts. Now, today's show is made possible by Game Time. If you are going to the big game in Vegas this year, I think you should know what I'm talking about when I say big game, right? You got to use the Game Time app. They're giving you $100 off a big game ticket when you use promo code VEGAS100. That's VEGAS 100 for $100 off a big game ticket. Now, if you're not going out to the big game, it's expensive, I know. You can also use promo code NFL Chat for $20 off your first purchase on other sporting events, music, comedy, theater, whatever. So 2 different promo codes available for you guys on today's show. NFL CHAT for new users only gets you $20 off your first purchase, or promo code VEGAS100, Vegas 100, is available for all users. Even if you've used our promo code previously, this one counts for any person going to the big game in Vegas. Link and the promo codes are in the comments section and the description of today's show. Christopher Flores, will the Patriots draft a QB or Marvin Harrison Jr. with the number 3 overall pick? It's a good question. I think we will probably know the real answer once we get through free agency. Like if the Patriots go into April and it's like, yeah, we've got Jacoby Brissett on a 1-year, $5 million deal or whatever, and we've got, Mac Jones is under contract still. Like, I think they're going to go quarterback. Whether it's in round 1 or even in round 2, they're going to take one early. And if they go like a Kirk Cousins or something, they're taking Marvin Harrison Jr. So it might depend on who goes 1, who goes 2, etc. But I think those are the options. I'd be a little surprised if it wasn't that route. I think Marvin Harrison's the best prospect in this year's class, but if he's catching passes from Mac Jones, it's not going to go well. Richard Iacocco, Michigan fan number 1. What back would you like the Bears to draft? Frank Gore Jr. or Blake Corum? I actually don't hate the Roschon Johnson, Khalil Herbert tandem if they can stay healthy. You can sign a cheap back potentially too. I think I'd rather go Corum a little bit because it gives me more of a potential workhorse. I like Frank Gore too, Frank Gore Jr. A little bit inconsistent times this season. If I'm not going to spend another top 100 pick on a back for Chicago, but if one of them gets in around 4 or even in Frank Gore Jr.'s case, 5 or 6, sure, let's ride. From Trevor, will the Titans shop DeAndre Hopkins? I don't think so. Couple reasons. A, nobody wanted him last year. The Cardinals could not find a trade partner for him. They ended up cutting him. 2, Hopkins did play pretty decently. I am of the mindset that when you have a young quarterback, you probably don't want to get rid of their top playmakers. And if you trade away Hopkins, you're staring at Chigo Okonkwo, and Treylon Burks has been pretty bad as a first-round pick. I would keep Hopkins and add more playmakers for Will Levis if I were Tennessee. So name a player you want your team to trade for. Sound off for me in the comment section right now. From Roy Williams, again I say, which one? Should Dallas draft a linebacker in round? I've been disappointed in Damone Clark and Marquise Bell as a safety at linebacker getting ran over. I don't love the idea of linebacker in round 1. Maybe like Edgerrin Cooper is the best prospect. You probably get the best linebacker in the class, but you could also wait around and get a not that much worse version, whether that's a Junior Colson or a Jeremiah Trotter or a Peyton Wilson at some point on day 2. So linebacker, you're right, is a massive need for that team, and you go put Marquise Bell back at safety, by the way, in the Jaron Kearse role. But I don't know if you need to spend a first-round pick on a linebacker. That I don't know. I think if they were really to stack their board, linebacker would not be the first, not be the best player on the board at that pick. You'd be kind of reaching to fill a need. Liam, what should the Dolphins do in the first? Does depend on what potential cap moves they make. If they cut somebody notable in that secondary, maybe look that route. You've got a bunch of injuries at the edge rusher spot, but in general, for this team, I'm looking at the talent along the offensive line, the injuries and stuff on the offensive line, and the free agents, and going, I'm going to take Jackson Powers-Johnson or a Graham Barton or a Troy Fontenot somewhere on the interior, and I have a new plug-and-play starter. So in a bubble, I love the Jackson Powers-Johnson fit in Miami. Now, we have daily NFL YouTube videos for you guys. If you want more free videos, hit that sub button right now, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Robert Bruce, hey Tom and Chris, does Zeke still have enough to play another season? Maybe. Again, Zeke's numbers continue to go in the wrong direction. He's at 3.5 yards per carry. He was decently involved in the passing game. I think the right spot, he can still be a low-end RB2, but you're getting to that kind of cutoff point. Where is Zeke a top 90 running back in the NFL? Absolutely. Is he a top 100, whatever? Sure. But remember that like RB 60 whatever to like RB 90 whatever, 100 whatever, those guys normally play a bunch of special teams for you. Zeke does not do that. So once you get beyond that, he's not our number 2 back anymore, the options dry up real quickly. From Malcolm, why are there so many Davante Adams trade ideas? I don't know. I think there's very little chance Adams gets moved. I don't think it makes sense for the Raiders. I think he buys into Antonio Pierce, the team's head coach. They're trying to win some damn games, and then they're trying to win sooner rather than later. They'll have a new quarterback. I would assume that's not Aiden O'Connell nor Jimmy Garoppolo. I was thinking about Jimmy G being a free agent too. What if he ended up back in him? Wouldn't that be something for the Patriots? But I don't think people trying to generate clicks and engagement, I just don't buy it. What do you think is the percent chance Davante Adams gets traded? I think the answer is low. Sound off for me in the comment section right now. Mark, would it surprise you if Jerry Jones trades the number 1 overall pick, lack of realism aside? I think if we're setting aside the realism, there's our answer. There's no chance of it. The Bears are not going to trade that far down. No chance it goes down. It would be one of the most surprising things I've ever seen in the NFL. From Eve or EV, the Chiefs draft Joe Milton in the 6th round and replace Gabbert. I am unconvinced Joe Milton's an NFL quarterback. Just the consistency's not there. I see so many flashes of Logan Thomas where he's big, he's athletic, he's got the arm strength, and it's kind of everything else that isn't there. The decision-making is still... Like, you can't be a 6-year college player and have bad decision-making. Because you know what that tells me? It ain't going to get fixed. Like, if Joe Milton was, 3 years, okay, different conversation. Like, I see Tyree Jackson 2.0. I see Logan Thomas 2.0. I don't think you can 6 rounds, sure, and it doesn't really impact you. It's late round pick. It'd be like this, whatever, the last normal 6th round pick, second to last 6th round pick. It's fine, but I don't think that's going to emerge as a real backup QB. I don't think he has the non-raw skill set to eventually realize the immense arm strength potential that he has.